dead before I said let's fight.
No, that's impossible.
By the way,
BT Dubs is BTW. I'm gonna bust you up. Help, I'm not coming down. Where am I? Help!
milk.
Chance got $5.
The champ got 5 on it.
Back where it came from.
Go back where it came.
Ah, here we go. Oh, fuck. Oh, God. Go fast enough.
Oh, I tried to go in pitch a blow. Don't alter me.
Wow! One live, you coward! Oh no, I should have done that.
Boom. Hello, YouTube. Welcome to the First to 50 podcast, episode 30.
Sick.
My name's Scum, and I'm joined by Meshi, and we are going to recap our wonderful weeks and everything that we did, because I know the entire internet is waiting with bated breath to figure out what did they do this week.
That was pretty good.
You know, we come up with stuff on the fly, and there we high a chai latte.
Yeah.
Not all improv is great, okay?
No, I think a point.
You know, I know what you're about to say, and I read your mind. Don't
Yeah.
worry. See, took care of business. We're
Didn't have to say a
telepathically
word.
linked because
We're the same person. Twins.
no, I was trying to think of how I could work in brain damage and peas in a pod, and
Twins. Like the movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger and Danny DeVito. I call being Danny DeVito.
so angry because I want to be Danny DeVito. Look out, Meshi! Okay. So if you're new here, this is a podcast where we talk about video games and movies and anime and stuff we watch. And it's kind of an excuse for two old men to ramble on about what we fill our free time with.
Yeah.
I'm going to start because me first. I played the first Ascendant this week, and it's been awesome. So first off, on March 12th, we got all the cool Cyber Ninja costumes. They're all cool. But guess what, Meshi? Down below, we have the community submitted costume designs that were voted on. And spoilers. They're pretty great. But you know what's even better?
The dog.
Dog is pretty cool. You want to know what's even better than that?
Yeah, what's even better than that?
The 3 costumes at the bottom you see here are universal. You can use them on all the ladies. They're not exclusive to a single character.
Oh, when you said Universal, I was just imagining Ajax in that middle costume.
You know, could be peak. But no, that's been fun. I've been playing with people, taking care of business, having fun dungeon runs. The incentive to run 20 dungeons a week, and if you want to continue running any of the 4 dungeons, you can keep getting red mods. There's a chance to still get them. So you're not, it used to be you were hard capped out at getting 20 ancestor mods per week. Or I think it was 10. Yeah, it was 20 because you do 10 and 10. Now you can run any of the dungeons you want, and you can keep running them, and you'll still get rewards for it. So that's kind of great. So, because what was happening, people got done with their weeklies, and they're like, well, I'm done playing now. And then new people were like, fighting for their lives at these in-game dungeons and being like, help! Because no one else was there to fill the queue, because everyone who's been playing just left. So no, that's been great. 2 thumbs up. I'm still enjoying it. Haven't done any leaderboard climbing. I tried to do the challenge mode with Freyna. In a 10-minute fight, I got through the shield bar and about a third of the life bar. I don't know if it's possible to kill it in 10 minutes.
Oh,
She
that's the
might.
one. That's the one where like no one's done it with Freyna, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I see why no one's done it.
So it's doable with like a lot of other champions. It's just she's struggling.
Yeah, it's just how the boss is and how. Yeah. Yeah.
Dang,
Who
well, you're
knows?
gonna prove the whole world wrong.
Yeah. I haven't given up hope yet. There's still hope alive.
I mean,
So
is
then
he
yeah,
at least paying attention to your costume? Maybe you just need to distract him more.
what about the one with only one pant leg? Try that one out. So that's been fun. We also have had a new fighting game character come out. This one I was pretty excited about because I used to play her back in KOF 98 Ultimate Match. She was my main there. Blue Mary's back, and she's in City of the Wolves. How do I put this? One,
Poorly.
she's never looked better. I love her design in this. Like the bomber jacket, the undercut. She looks absolutely wonderful. She is a character you are going to have to put time into, so it's gonna take a while. It's not Mr. Big. I picked up within like a couple hours, and I didn't even go to training mode. This is a training mode character.
Ooh, I like that slam.
Yeah, it's pretty good, isn't it? Watch her ultimate art. It's really cool. I think they call it a hidden gear. Um that's so cool. Oh, yeah. The ending hit. So she's really fun. She is giving me a little bit of On Hell vibes from KOF because her whole thing is based around she has an EX move which acts as a command dash. I think it's shown I think here. Um Jean's in her right there. Do you see that EX dash?
Yeah.
So she has one where she goes forward and backwards. She can do like 4 or 8 options out of each command dash she does in a combo. So you do like a 3-hit string into the command dash into a different follow up, or you link into a series of attacks into a special at the end. So everything's based around her comboing, spending the meter for an EX dash, continuing the combo, and going from there. So you can have a forward dash and a back dash within the combo. So you're talking about like 3 hits, EX forward, 3 hits, EX back into special, special, special. If that made any sense at all.
Kind of, sort of, yeah.
Yeah, so you're kind of having to build your combo on the fly. Like you have to have 3 hits into an EX dash, and out of the EX dash, you have 3 more hits. Back dash, you can then choose what EX move you use, and then you can use the EX move to go into multiple other EX moves and then end your combo.
I mean, it sounds cool if you get the flow down.
Yes, but that's the problem. It takes me a long time to get muscle memory down. So this is a girl I'm gonna have to sit within training mode for a while to get all of that down. Like if you saw it there, do you see it there?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Where she backdashed into the sliding special, into the speedball, into the uppercut, break into the non EX slide, and then she ended with super with the giant swing. So she's really fun to play. I don't know if I'll main her because Mr. Big is so simple and easy. it's so satisfying to play, but she might be my fun. Like I want to press all the buttons in the world. She also has this hilarious thing which she's had since like back in the day. She goes hi and like waves her hand. She's completely invul during it.
What?
So she'll look at you and just go, hi. And if you try to hit her, you'll just whiff, and then she could do a command grab out of it. So that's essentially like one of her reversals. If she thinks you're going for meaty pressure, she'll just look at you, go hi, and then command grab you. But you can grab her. So if you run up to grab her, you'll grab the annoying hi. It's pretty great.
I mean, that is kind of funny. I do like that. I like that gimmick.
So and that's kind of all you used to do in the older games. You would just spam hi, 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 and then just grab people or do whatever out of it. So she's been fun. I need to put time into her. The only problem is there's so much fighting game stuff going on. Meshi Geese came out like last month. I haven't even touched him. Um, Jam's coming out next month, couple weeks from now. Um, Street Fighter Jury's never been more fun. I'm still stubborn and I keep practicing doing electrics in Tekken, even though I don't like playing Tekken. I like landing electrics. It feels so good. When you sidestep somebody who's just like face rolling on the keyboard and you go Doria and they go up into the air, it's just the dopamine happens, you
Yeah,
know?
it's satisfying. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like shut up, like quit spazzing on the fucking stick. Quit like anyways.
Yeah.
I
Doria.
digress. Doria, it's great. So the last gaming bit I did this week, I think. Let me check my tapes real quick. Let me make sure that I didn't play anything else. Nope, that was it. We play a little bit of we hop back on Strive just because we were looking for something to do. I couldn't download Grand Blue because Gabe said my bandwidth wasn't worthy of downloading a 20 gig game for some reason.
Yeah, as Gabe does.
And
All
Jam's
hail
coming
Gabe.
out. All hail Gabe. Hail Gabe. So I've been grinding a little bit of ranked with Milia. I am over the halfway point to get to Vanguard rank. So I'm like 43,000 points out of 45,000 points. We're almost there. It's just the home stretch. I just need to keep. Thank goodness I have 2 weeks till Jam comes out because I just want to hit Vanguard with her before 2.0 comes out. So we play a little bit of Strive, Meshi, and we played a first.
36.
I was gonna say first half of our 50. What was it like being back on the Lewis? Because it'd been some time since you played him.
Oh man, it feels like it's been like 2 months or maybe more. It because he's so simple, it it's like, oh, I should be able to. It's not hard to remember what to do. It's just my hand already has complications with trying to do the right thing anyway. So it takes a long time to like go, okay. And even then I still mess up on those inputs, but it's so fun. He's so stupid and so fun. I don't know how to describe it. He's just fun to be
Look at him
with.
shaking ship. Hold on, let's rewind the tapes. Come here, you. They knew what they were doing. That's hilarious. He's pretty great. So I just decided. Well, I didn't want to just put you in the Milia blender to make you guess for your life because she's so much stronger now.
Yeah, I was watching
Yeah.
those clips of you hop around, and I was like, "This looks like cancer. I don't know if I'm going to be able to keep up." Coughing.
Coughing. Well, no, it was fun. I was remembering what to do with Biken because I hadn't played her since I think we last played.
Yeah.
I still couldn't remember the dust loop because I think you do /dust to Tommy. I don't know. I don't remember. But anyways, it was still fun. But there was a certain portion. We got like 20 games in or something, and you finished a combo,
Yeah.
and you hit me through the wall, and you killed me. And the elation I heard from the other side of the internet, the sheer joy and triumph. I'm going to play a clip, and this
Oh
is
God.
how this is me recanting the story of what Meshi did to take. I think he might have taken the game off of me with that round kill, possibly. But this is the clip. This is Meshi, by the way.
He was a really tough guy. Just a boy, really, who wanted to be around his older brother.
Hang on, Coach. I don't know if Jarius Evans on this roster anywhere. Oh, you know what? He's, there he is. He's okay.
The other day, we played a really important game against a good team. And with 2 outs in the last inning,
G-Baby.
I had no choice but
Champ,
to let
baby.
Jarius bat.
You can swing if you want, but you don't have to. Okay? If you go down looking, none of us care. But if you want to swing, swing. Now get back in there and do what you feel.
Okay.
He was fearless as he stepped to the plate. I was terrified for him.
God damn it.
Just wait, Meshi.
With 2 strikes and our hopes dwindling, he hit a shot down the first baseline. And won the game. And watching him raise his arms in triumph as he ran to first base, I swear, I was lifted in that moment to a better place.
That's how it felt, Meshi. Hearing you on the other side of the internet finish that combo.
Oh. I thought you. I wasn't expecting that. I thought you were gonna play like the actual. I was like, oh wow, he found the clip, huh? And then
You get in there, champ, baby. If you go down swinging, it's okay.
oh, I was so proud of myself.
Oh, I was proud of you too. Meshi, at that moment, I was lifted to a better place. Yes! I did it!
500 hours in, I landed a combo.
I did it! Oh. And that's why we play fighting games, everybody. For those moments of triumph and celebration. I was never more proud than in that moment. So speaking of fighting games, Meshi,
Yeah.
what'd you do in WoW this week?
Yeah, speaking of fighting games, I started some Mythic Plus dungeons. It's been a nice change of pace going out of like doing the single player stuff and like doing like the actual like not end game, but one of the options for end games. Much like you when you run First Descendant and you hit something and they just see like thousands of numbers come up. It's just satisfying to just to run through a dungeon and pull.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. I have a question. So you're
Yeah.
telling me you run in these dungeons and you say consecration rubs nipples?
Yeah, baby.
No, okay, continue.
And yeah, it's been fun. The bosses are all kind of unique. They have their own gimmick, but they're not like super hard, but they're at least kind of interesting or um you know, they're not tough enough that you can't just wing it not knowing what you're supposed to do. They've kind of gotten it down now where it's like, "Oh, this is happening. I know what to do." Kind of split second decisions where it's
Yeah.
like, it's not that tough to figure out, which is kind of nice because I open up the adventure journal. I'm like, I don't want to read all this. I'm just gonna fucking wing it. You know what? And you can, baby.
That's good.
So it's been fun. It's been fun to finally put all that gear I've been getting to use and plow through some in-game dungeons.
Yeah, other
But
than the terrible RNG you got in your alt, where you had a higher likelihood of being struck by lightning twice in the same spot, and then RNG rolling the same piece of gear out of your entire gear 4 times in a row.
yeah, I did do
That's
that.
insane. There had to have been a glitch in the Matrix. They said neck, 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 neck.
This guy really wants a neck, doesn't he? No,
Not that
return.
kind of neck, you jackasses.
Yeah, so
So
that's my
mythics.
weekly WoW update. Just a little quick little like, the dungeons are kind of fun this season. We'll see how it continues.
So we got the approval of the mythic versions of the current WoW dungeons. Highly approved. Okay, wonderful.
Yeah.
Good to hear.
Yeah, 2 judgments way up.
Oh, God damn it. Even I caught that one. Fucking paladins. Okay. So you played a little game called Grounded,
Yeah.
where you play a miniaturized person who has to fight against insect wildlife to
Yeah,
survive?
it's like someone watched Honey, I Shrunk the Kids and were like, I could make a game about this. Why hasn't anyone done this before? Um it's it's quite an interesting game. Like scale wise, right? Because you're like in the yard, so you have like giant blades of grass, and you have like a pond and like an anthill, and it's on one hand it's kind of neat. I don't think I'm the right person for this kind of environment because I'm just kind of like, yeah, it's all right. But like I could see how someone would be like, wow, this is really cool. Because like, what if I was small in my backyard?
Wow, these blades of Bermuda blue grass are really,
Really doing it for me.
Yeah.
And it's it's just kind of a like a little it's got some story in it. Basically, your dad or one of your friends' dad, I can't tell because there's like 4 different kids, so I can't really tell whose dad it is like a scientist, and for some reason you wake up in a suitcase with 4 other kids who are your friends, but they're like the suitcase has outlines of your bodies, so like it was specifically built for them to transport 4 small children in a suitcase to this place. So, there's a weird story going on right now. Um, but like the environment is cool. It's like if you hated spiders, this game is not for you.
Oh, you'd be cooked by the arachnophobia would just take hold.
Yeah, because they're like fucking massive, or they're like small and like stealthy, and they'll like come over the hill, and then they'll see you, and you'll see them, and they'll be like, and then they charge you down and stuff, and it's very much just a survival game where you go out and you make stuff out of the things that you kill, and then you can go and kill tougher things, and eventually build a really nice base out of the backyard and wonder why your parents aren't noticing that there's a giant house made out of sticks being built in the middle of the yard. But, no one ever comes out to the yard, apparently.
Tomato, they're too busy. The dad's trying to sleep with the secretary more often. The mom's not paying attention to whatever.
Meanwhile, I'm like, I'm dying to spiders, please help.
I just imagine just finally the kid like spelling out help in sticks on the lawn and no one pays attention to it. So
Yeah.
did you beat it?
No,
Is
no,
there an
no,
end?
no.
Oh, you're
There
just
there
working on it.
is an ending to it, but it's mostly just kind of like a sandbox game where you kind of just do
Ah,
what you want, and there is an ending to the story eventually, but it's pretty much like open ended where you're still kind of small and whatnot.
oh, I see.
So there is Grounded 2, which I haven't played, um, but I've owned
Will you
Grounded
based on your experience with this?
possibly. It's fun to do with your friends. I have some friends that play it.
Mhm.
Um, so it's a good like little like time sink to do with your friends. A little fun game. If you have four friends that you could do stuff with
Mhm.
and really like building and harvesting resources and that kind of fun bullshit.
Ugh, pick stuff up.
Yeah.
So
you,
tiring.
you gotta really like hauling and picking up stuff and building stuff.
Oh, well, you get the 2 judgment approval from Meshi on Grounded. Was that all the video games you played?
Yeah, that was it for me. I had a
Okay.
little short, quick week.
Yeah. Where do we want to begin? No, we're gonna start here. So, well, actually, let's get this pulled up. So, City of the Wolves keeps delivering. It's the fighting game that no one is playing. Um, there's reports in that essentially the players who are really trying to go for the money um are kind of the only people playing this game. Like I forgot what the stats were, but this tournament was held for a qualifying spot and there was only like 40 people in the tournament.
Ooh.
And 30 something of them were pro players who traveled from out of state. But everybody's going for the money, So Kenshiro is coming to City of the Wolves. If you've been living under a rock and you haven't heard yet, he's gonna be here. And we got a teaser of his model. And he's coming in, I think June or July. It'll
June.
tell us at the end of this. Um, so I've been rewatching Fist of the North Star because it's been quite some time since I've seen it. Probably like 10 years. It's been an absolute joy and a treat to come back to. All hand drawn animation. Um, it's humorous because Kenshiro tends to rip his shirt and shoulder pad 20 times in the first 20 episodes. He's like, where does he get all these shirts from? In the post-apocalyptic future. Yeah, there we go. He's coming in June. I wonder who the mystery character is going to be in May. I'm really curious. Um, I mean, I've got Geese and Blue Mary to play. Kenshiro might just be nice to have there. If it's Ray, I will lose my mind because he's my favorite Fist of the North Star character. I don't
Oh,
think they're going to get another one. I think Kenshiro's the one, and I assume whoever the mystery character is going to be has got to be another SNK character.
Yeah, because
Maybe?
it wouldn't make sense to do another Fist of the North Star character before the main North Star character, right?
I guess, unless they want you to wait for. I, who's it gonna be?
Why did you think it would be Ray though?
I just want it to be Ray.
Oh, you're just trying to will it
They
into
bought the
existence.
license to Fist of the North Star. Why not pick the like,
What a
literally, Joseph and Caesar, right?
Oh, yeah, that's true.
You know.
Hmm.
So, anyways, he's coming. So we've been watching Fist of the North Star, and Meshi popped in and said, "Hello," and I was like, "Hi, Meshi. We're watching Fist of the North Star." So Meshi got to watch the Jaggy arc with us, which you know, Jaggy's Jaggy, where Jaggy is impersonating Kenshiro to draw him out of hiding. He's doing horrible atrocities under his name. What do you think of the Jaggy arc, Mechi?
I mean, this show is fucking great. Like
Isn't
he
it?
has so many great just like one-liners, and man, he just fucking kills people so horrifically. Like, it's great.
My
Uh,
favorite thing is early on, like he'll do like his technique, right? And a lot of these fucking Mad Max, post-apocalypse dudes are like, "You barely touched me," and proceed to pop like a city. He's like, "What the hell is even that?"
like the guy that he throws against the door. Just
Oh, he's like, "I
impales
can't
him.
move," and then he explodes and implodes the door inwards just to open.
At some point, you think the henchmen that go up against him just have a death wish. They're like, I really don't want to live here anymore. Kill me. Kill me. That's the only thing I can think of, is if they see their allies just exploding, that they wouldn't just run away.
Oh, and he's such a just character, Beshi. There's a point where Kenshiro goes to a village and there's a giant dude with massive arms and he's bullying everybody, right?
Yeah.
And he's beating the shit out of everybody. And Kenshiro comes up and he's like, "Hey, you should stop that." He's like, "No, I'm the strongest. Might makes right, blah, blah, blah." Kenshiro touches both his arms. He's like, "What'd you do to me?" And then his arms fall limp. He's like, "I severed the tendons. You can't use your arms anymore." And he's like, Ace Ventura, when nature calls, to swing in his arms, like,
That's a lot of darts.
so it's just, Kenshiro's such a wonderful character. He's Mad Max Bruce Lee with a literal heart of gold.
Yeah, he does. No child has that much rage in them.
Oh man, it's one of the things where his I guess you call her fiance. I don't know if they actually get married. I think they just kind of get engaged. I mean, it is like the post-apocalypse. His lady, Yuria, she's taken away by Shin, which is like one of like Kenshiro's essentially adopted brothers. And Shin is trying to make Yuria love him so much. He's like, "Why won't you just love me instead of Kenshiro?" And she's like, "I want a man with with kindness as deep as the ocean."
Yeah.
And
Good
that's
line.
Ken. And it's like, God damn. Shit. Because it's a wonderful tragedy. Spoilers if you don't want to hear about an 80s anime. It's been 40 years now. And she keeps rejecting Shin. It's like, I've got you all these I've got you all these jewels, all this stuff. I've made all these post-apocalyptic slaves build a statue to you. Why won't you love me back? And she's like, "Because I want a man with kindness as deep as the ocean." And that's Ken. The tragedy is that Kenshiro's kindness led him to helping everyone along the way to not get to Yuria before she decided to take herself out, because she realized Shin would keep committing atrocities to try to win her over. And she was like, if I'm still alive, he's just going to do this all over again. I'm going to take myself out so people don't have to suffer because of me. So the tragedy is that Kenshiro doesn't make it to her in time. It's
Oh.
a wonderfully crafted story. It's okay if you're a man to cry while watching Fist of the North Star. Anyways, so it was an enjoyable treat. It was a quick, Jaggy is kind of a it's kind of a quick setup to Toki and Rao. he's kind of like the stepping stone, like, yeah, your other brother's still alive. I kind of suck. And now I'm dead. But yeah, I'm excited for that. That's going to be awesome. But we watched a little movie called Shin Ultraman. What do you think of this movie, Meshi?
Um, it was pretty good. Like, it's like it wasn't like the greatest thing, and it definitely I don't want to say it dragged on, but it was like it was a lot longer than I thought it was going to be. Like bad guys just kept showing up, and I'm like, wait, where is this? How long is this movie?
Mhm.
But I know nothing about Ultraman because I confused him with Jet Jaguar. I assumed he was the Godzilla robot. Um, so it was kind of it was kind of interesting, kind of seeing the character,
Mhm.
and you know when you could just tell like that he's been around for so long and he's probably just really loved by the people, just
Mhm.
based on kind of the movie that they did. It's kind of interesting.
Yeah, because this
Um,
is a part of the Shin line where they did Shin Kamen Rider, Shin Godzilla, and Shin Ultraman. So this was kind of like the reimagining of the classic style of all of these known franchises. So I kind of want to watch Shin Godzilla at some point after watching both Shin Kamen Rider and Shin Ultraman now. Um, yeah, I feel like the movie itself lingered a lot on the typical events affecting the overall Japanese societal zeitgeist, where it's like, how did these things all impact how society of Japan views something? And it really, that's so, I guess you would call like Eastern or whatever, because they tend to focus on how does this affect the whole of everybody. Where we're, in the West, we're much more like individualistic. A lot of their stories tend to be about how it affects the whole of everyone together. Um, and then yeah, the monsters kept coming, but the monster fights were fun. Um,
yeah, they were.
and I just like how they made kind of like these old goofy, like, I guess you call it goofy. It was a thing of the time of like, how do you animate someone flying and how do you animate someone like rotating themselves for a kick, and how they imagined that in a modern CGI setting to make it look still the same, but actually make it like impactful and cool. It's like the reverence it showed these old franchises was enjoyable. Um, I still find it hilarious when the female agent lady grabs the Ultraman device and gets big. And then all of Japan just tries to get fucking panty shots and post them online.
Oh shit, that poor woman.
you know? And then the fucking alien, Big was like, don't worry, I'll delete all of it. And just erases it from the internet. No, it was a fun movie. The effects were cool. I feel like the CGI like served its purpose. Um, it wasn't exactly like amazing, but the moments it had were really cool. Like this shot when he shot this beam through the side of a mountain while killing that one monster was fucking awesome.
Yeah.
You know?
Like CGI could look like not the best, but if it's used like kind of like that, you don't
Yeah.
care because it's just
Yeah.
cool.
And you just buy into the story. There was no moment where I felt like I was drawn out of the film because of the CGI.
Yeah.
It all felt in universe, and I was kind of there for. I really enjoyed it. It was a fun film. I've only watched a couple Ultraman things. I watched one of the future crossover movies, and I think one of the I think there was like a 3D Netflix thing that happened.
I
But
I
yeah.
also really liked the main. I don't want to call them starfish, but they were kind of like the main bad guys. Because like when
Mm.
they got big or when you saw them from the back, they weren't like actually like I don't want to say they weren't really like 3D. They were just kind of like um what
Oh yeah, it was almost like their body was like the impression of the front of a body, right?
Yeah.
Where it's hollow in the back, but it was like half a molding of a person, where it's just like the kind of hard to describe.
Yeah, it's really hard to describe, but it looks really cool. Like, I like the design of it.
hmm So I think this gets the first to 50 podcast seal of approval. Shin Ultraman. If you don't know anything about Ultraman, it's pretty awesome. you know. Speaking of things that are super awesome, Meshi, you decided to suggest us watch a movie that one
Yeah.
of my family members is in.
Yeah, one of Scum's many family members. Um, your cousin, right? We
Yeah,
saw him multiple times, definitely, for sure.
yeah, totally. This movie was filmed out in New Mexico, and my cousin showed up for one of the extra days where they were like, "Hey, residents, do you want to be in a movie? Come out here. We'll give you like a soda and a hot dog if you want to spend the day out here while we film stuff in the desert." So he's
Yeah,
somewhere in here, maybe. But
he
anyways,
didn't make the cut.
we watched Ghosts on Mars starring Ice Cube and the lady from Species, another movie that we watched on this podcast.
Yeah.
Take it away, Meshi. What did you think of this movie?
Holy shit, this movie is so like early 2000s bullshit. I don't even know how you want to describe it. Like, whatever was like, oh yeah, they gotta have leather, they gotta have trench coats, everyone's gotta be
Oh,
like horny as shit, and well, just over the top, dumb action and a story that doesn't really make sense if you think more than 5 minutes of it. But it's so bad that it's fun to watch because everyone's just
yeah.
making stupid decisions. Ice Cube still hasn't learned how to act. I don't even know if he ever does, but
You know, it,
that scene where he's running down the hill is like, time for plan B. Ah!
this is what we should have done this entire time. Runs down the hill, starts shooting these people that were essentially infected with. They're like ghosts. They're actually like. It almost seems like they're parasitic in a way of beings who existed on Mars and are just trying to defend Mars from an invading force. It's almost like Final Fantasy Spirits Within.
Oh yeah, it's kind of like
Do you
that.
remember
Yeah.
those things are like they're still the ghosts in that movie are still fighting that war and whatnot, accidentally killing Steve Buscemi, my favorite Final Fantasy character.
Except those ghosts could go through walls.
Yeah. For some reason, these ghosts can't go through walls, and it was really dumb. It's kind of one of these things where like the Matrix influenced a whole era of action movies to put things in like black leather trench coats. And not for the better. It was dumb fun. Like these Martian, do you call it? Because they're dead bodies, right? That they inhabit. No, they can inhabit real, like living.
They have to be alive. They just kind of take over.
Whatever. They're anyways. The dumb thing. They're throwing literal saw blades at people and like clean hacking off limbs from like.
From miles away.
Yeah, like throwing a saw blade is like decapitates a dude like flawlessly. you
But
know,
it, but the effects are so bad, like the saw blade doesn't even touch the arm; it just falls off when
it
it
just
gets near
lops
it.
off. um, yeah.
Oh
This
man,
wasn't great. This was not John Carpenter's best work.
it was not.
Um,
It,
and
but it's
also, I think one of the things that hurt the film also, it's told in retrospective. Like they're interviewing the main girl and she's explaining the story, so it's hopping back and forth as she recants the tale of what happens in the movie. So you know at the end of it, well, she's gonna make it out. Um, Jason Statham gets swarmed and stabbed to death. Poor guy.
Yeah. All he wanted was to get laid, and he almost did.
He
I
got
gotta
so
admit this.
close. He convinced the
Blimey.
main girl to finally sleep with him, and then the ghosts attack. And he's like, God damn it. And then he proceeds to get penetrated to death. Poor
Yeah.
Jason.
Just the way I wanted to go out.
So if you want a dumb movie to make fun of with your friends, I guess it's okay.
Yeah. Go watch it for how bad Ice Cube acts. And then appreciate how bad he used to be and may still be.
What's the most recent thing you've seen Ice Cube in?
21 Jump Street. Probably the
Was he
most
bad in
recent
that?
thing that I can remember.
Wait, no, he was in Anaconda and he still sucked, remember?
Oh, that's right. He was in there for like a brief few
Yeah, he
minutes.
came back as a cameo because he was in the original movie and he tried to be Ice Cube and it was kind of cringy.
Yeah.
Yep, things never get better for Mr. Cube. I'm sorry. I'm more of an Ice-T man myself. You know, Law and Order SVU, absolute legend in the game. Oh, I'm so glad I said that because I need to get you to make me another video.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so we watched another film. I don't know. There's some big actors in this movie. This movie is called Dark City. Um, how did this pop on your radar, Meshi?
This was this another John Carpenter movie?
I don't think so, but I can double check.
Was it John Carpenter? I guess not. No, it's not. I don't know. I because I've heard of it multiple times, and I think what happened was I was scrolling through movies and I saw the bald people, and it just kind of was like, oh, are these not Xenobites or whatever they're called, Xenobites,
Cenobites.
Xenobites, and
Hell priests, Meshi. Hell priests.
Hell Priest.
Can I go on about the Cenobites?
Yeah. Go ahead.
I got nothing else.
Oh. And I was just like, oh, I think it's those guys. Like, oh no, it's not. And then you just kind of like go down the rabbit hole, and you're like, oh, that's kind of interesting. I've never heard of this movie. And so we watched it. It was better than I expected, but also really weird at the end. Like,
Yeah. I thought we were going to get into a psychological horror thing of this guy wondering what's real and what's fake and playing with the idea of being like in this city being manipulated by these bald guys and like trying to figure out what's real and what's not and kind of go through the motions of that. This movie is not that. You figure out that this dark city is a fake city within like the first couple minutes. And Kiefer Sutherland is a hostage scientist that's having to inject the human occupants of this fake city with a serum to implant memories into them for different things because they're studying people like rats in a maze, Meshi.
yeah,
All right, that's about the gist of
yeah,
it.
that's about the gist of it. Yeah.
So then you're just kind of watching this movie, and these bald guys are running around chasing the main character, who for some reason is not falling asleep to get re-injected like everybody else in the city. Yeah, and so they're just kind of chasing him around. And then, Meshi, where does the movie get weird for you?
Um, I want to say I don't want to call it the jump the shark moment but like I think the mind fight at the end was kind of Like, I mean, it was at the end, so it was fine, but it was kind of like building up this story, and it was kind of interesting to like, oh, the buildings move, and like, oh, these people are constantly like, they're rich, they're poor, they're rich, they're poor, as they're switching lives because they're fucking just fucking with them, trying to find the human soul because their race is dying out. And then at the end, they have a mind fight, and they're floating in
Yeah.
the air, and they're just they're just shooting each other with mind energy, and it's like, okay.
Yeah. Like, and then like you realize that this fake city's out in space. And while the main character and the main bald guy, Mr. Book, by the way, that's his name. All these bald guys who are essentially jellyfishes inhabiting dead bodies have names, and they're all like Mr. Book, Mr. Glass. And so I guess me and Meshi came up with a stupid fucking idea that they're named after the first thing that they see whenever they inhabit their dead body. Um,
That was so much. Maybe that's why I really like this movie, because we were so many stupid fucking names.
and everybody looks like Uncle Fester from Adam's Family. You know, yeah. And then it's just one of these things where I guess I wanted it I wanted it to be less on the nose than it was. There's Uncle Fester floating around. There's kid Uncle Festers, you know. And then they start having this mind fight where they're just like yelling at each other and telepathically, not telepath, telepathy. What's the kinetic shit, Meshi? Not the mind.
Uh,
Mind idiot.
telekinesis.
Telekinesis. Thank you. But I had fun watching it. I just thought, well, it's the Twin Peaks in me. I'm always looking for symbolism. I was like, are we doing the spiral as just a down the rabbit hole metaphor? It ends up being, it's a fingerprint, isn't it? But there's some subtlety. There was some cool things like where they strap the guy into the chair, which is symbolic of Da Vinci's depiction of the human body and how it's perfectly symmetrical in terms of being able to make a perfect circle with itself. Everybody knows the drawing. You've seen it. But I mean, it was good enough.
Yeah.
I didn't hate it. It didn't age great. I wonder at the time how people felt about this movie.
They probably hated it, I'm gonna be honest.
You're probably right. Because I've never heard of this movie until you said something about it.
Yeah, it just looking at it and like the villains and kind of how they float and whatnot, it screams like this is a cult classic movie rather than a movie that did well at the time of its release.
There it is. There's the Da Vinci thing because they're trying to study humanity and get to the essence of what it is to be human and kind of stuff. So there's like little things like that are fun. We found out when what the hell was it called? An autopat?
Yes, I think that's what it was.
Automat. I'm sorry, an automat restaurant, which is essentially just like these walls, and you just pick out stuff you want to buy, and it's already there on a plate, and you just whatever. I guess this is like maybe a European thing, maybe.
Yeah, you started screaming about those damn Germans when you were talking
Yeah, it started
about
in Berlin, didn't it?
it. Yeah.
Yeah, the first automat was in Berlin, Germany, 1895. See, I knew it. I don't miss. To talk about something that was well, it was garbage but kind of fun. Watched a little film called Jurassic Shark. Meshi came in at the end of this movie.
Yeah, the best point. But
you
not
missed a lot
because
of
it was, it was terrible, but because it was awesome.
it's uh so this one girl is basically going on vacation with her friends. She wants to go to this lake to expose a company for polluting the wildlife, and she's like a college student with a chip on her shoulder, and she's gonna take down big corpo polluting this lake. And then you have another group of people, which is which is a group of thieves who stole a painting, and their getaway device is a rowboat, and it gets flipped over by a shark, and they lose the painting. And it floats to the bottom of this lake. Um, so the robbers get the remaining girls and try to use them as bait to go to the bottom of this lake and get the painting that's sopping wet off the bottom of the lake bed to then sell it. It's kind of awful. Most of the sound effects are done in post. So you have people throwing grenades with like the most, or sticks of dynamite with the silliest like whook sound effect. People are being eaten by a terrible CGI shark. It's shot horribly. It's like a person with a digital camera. It was kind of stupid and fun. I couldn't recommend it unless you just like watching garbage with your friends and making fun of it. But it was pretty funny.
Holy shit! When he fucking he doesn't get to throw that second piece of dynamite fast enough.
Yes, when they make him drop the fucking stick of dynamite, he tries to throw it, and it explodes. You know,
It's so absurd. It's so fucking funny.
last week I spoke of what was that movie called? Arctic.
Oh, Arctic.
Anyways, the movie
Arctic
about
Shark?
Arctic sharks, maybe. That movie's a much better film and more enjoyable to watch than this. Shark Avalanche. Thank you. That movie's far better than this one. So if you're gonna watch a dumb movie about sharks, I'd go watch that one first.
Those were what, ghost sharks, right?
Yeah, those were ancient spiritual protective deities. This was just a big shark in a lake. And I like how they had to have like a point of dialogue to be like, this isn't salt water. And some guy's like, yeah, there's freshwater sharks, I think. You know? I mean, it was dumb and fun. So
It's
we take,
possible.
it's possible, right?
Oh,
Yeah, so, it was fun. Let's get to, you know what? Let's have a Meshy take the reins for a bit. You drive this horse-drawn carriage, Meshy. You watched Ready or Not 2.
yeah.
Have you watched Ready or Not 1?
Yeah, years ago, I've watched Ready or Not 1. Ready or Not 1 was kind of like it was an enjoyable movie. Like, you just you have a woman that is marrying into like a rich family who they don't like her because they think she's just doing it for the money kind of thing. Um but when they get married, she has to basically play a game, and
Mm-hmm.
it's like a ritual thing, and it's at random, and she pulls the hide and seek card, which is basically like a big no-no. Um and you find out that she has to hide until morning, uh or survive until morning while everyone else is trying to kill her. And um if she wins, they all die. Um and so she thinks they're joking at first, but they're not. And so it's just basically like it's a bunch of it's just a bunch of rich people that've never done anything in their lives trying to commit murder on this girl that's like running around their house. It's a fun, good movie.
Mm-hmm.
Just generally enjoyable to watch them like flub around trying to use weapons and whatnot. Um Ready or Not 2 is basically she wins, that family dies. Um
Mm-hmm.
and so the whole movie takes place like a day or two after that incident, where that family was like the head family of like the big basically Illuminati
Mhm.
organization, and they all hail Satan. Like you know,
Mhm.
it's a whole satanic cult kind of thing.
Oh my
Um,
god.
fucking that guy fucking just died. It's so
It's
great.
so hard.
Um, and so they're like, well, now that the head family is dead, not Shia LaBeouf, Elijah Wood plays the lawyer for Satan. He's Satan's lawyer. I love him so much. He's not in it a lot, but when he's in there, you just kind of enjoy him being there as like a snarky lawyer.
Yeah.
Um, he's like, "Oh, the rules dictate that we now have to play another round of hide and seek, and whoever wins gets to be the head family. And if she wins, she gets to be the head, the new head. And so of course she doesn't want to be in it. And they kind of are persuading her by capturing her sister and putting her in the game along with her.
Ooh.
And so she's, it's a bigger set, so you've got like a whole golf course in the woods, and it's a whole manor thing. And you have all these different families that are trying to kill her and her sister, and it's just kind of it's not a it's kind of a repeat of the first one, um but still
Just
like
bigger.
enjoyable, but they still find ways to make it kind of like, oh, because it's kind of like a comedy horror basically, but not so much comedy is just kind of used to break the tension, but not in a bad way.
Yeah.
um and like people die horrifically in this movie, like in like really painful ways. um and it's great. The only part I don't really like about the movie um is her sister and her like have a falling out, not during the movie but in the past. They haven't spoken with each other in like years or whatever. They basically
Mhm.
disowned each other. And in the middle of this, hey, we're being hunted down and murder, they have to constantly have like their, why did you leave me? Well, you're the bad sister. No, you're the bad sister. And they're having these arguments like as people are trying to kill them. And it's like, what the fuck
Mhm.
are you doing? Like,
Cut it out.
bicker
Knock it
later.
off.
You're being shot at. Why are you bickering right now about who did what? Um, and so they just kind of keep ham fisting this like heart to heart backstory and then coming together part, and I was just like, it's not needed. Like just continue on with this. I don't care about your fucking bullshit. But other than that, it's a really good, enjoyable movie. I recommend it. It's just kind of fun. Just sit back,
Awesome.
relax, having a good time. Elijah Wood's in it. Go watch it.
Shouts to old Elijah Frodo Baggins
Yeah.
stealing the show. All right, so we watched. Okay, we made up for our first John Carpenter venture, and we watched the 1980s The Fog. Um, this movie was fun. Um, trying to think what to say about it. There's a lot of returning cast from Halloween. You could tell John Carpenter finds actors that he likes, and he's like, "Well, you're gonna be in my next movie." But essentially, there's this town, with a lighthouse, and this fog rolls in, and ghosts start killing people. um, Overall, it was pretty fun. I don't know if keeping it more of a mystery would have helped it at all, or if you finding out about what happened in days past to cause all of this fog stuff to happen in the first place. Um, oh god.
Yeah. I feel, on one hand, I'm like, I wish it was just like, this is just happening. Like, because then it's just kind of mysterious and like weird. And why is this town being affected 100 years later? by this thing, or is it every 100 years something like this happens?
Yeah.
But then you're kind of left with like, well, why is it happening? Like, how does this story progress without you telling them what's going on? Like, do you just keep having like weird shit that's going on through the town and people dying for no reason, and then suddenly it just stops? Um, I don't know. Maybe if the story or the reasoning was better, it wouldn't feel as bad. Because it's not a bad story. It's just kind of like,
It's kind of yeah.
yeah.
Like, oh, they conspired and killed one guy this one time.
And now he's back for his goal.
Now I want my money.
I don't know what you're gonna do with it, but I want it.
But no, it was overall it was pretty fun. You can really see the influence this had on I Know What You Did Last Summer. You saw where they pulled from, and it was clearly this movie.
Oh my gosh, you're right. I didn't even think about that.
Oh, I saw the influence immediately. I was like, oh, the meat hooks and the shrouds, and it's like, oh, is this based on someone who got killed? And they're coming back for revenge. It's all right there, but except they shoved Jennifer Love Hewitt in there, and it's not a ghost. This is why they pay me the big bucks, Meshi.
Yeah, that is true. I mean, I do remember you saying like, "Oh, this is very reminiscent of I Know What You Did Last Summer" in terms of like the person dying and then coming back and whatnot. I do remember that. It didn't connect. I didn't connect any other dots other than when you said that one part.
You know, that's what we call planting the seed, Meshi.
Yeah,
And
well,
then
I
it
killed most of the plants, so
and then it blooms into a beautiful realization moment of, oh, he said those words. But overall, this was fun. I enjoyed I like watching old horror movies and how they build suspense and how they try to get the scares out of you. And there's some good moments in here, like when that first body falls on Jamie Lee Curtis's back.
it's missing
It's
his
pretty
eyes.
scary,
Yeah, it was
you know.
good.
And I guess
Um,
you don't really get a chance to really, I guess, really like any of the characters necessarily.
yeah,
Because Jamie Lee Curtis is like, oh, I'm hitchhiking. This is my first time doing it. And he's like, really? He's like, oh, well, I've done it maybe like 13 other times. And then proceeds to sleep with the guy. And that's kind of all she is.
yeah. She's just kind of a traveling whore.
You know, and the guy's just like, he, he, he looks like a meatball. And he
Yeah.
drinks Budweiser.
He's
And that's kind of his character.
It's just like Jamie Lee Curtis comes into his life and like every window around him keeps breaking, but he doesn't care.
He's just happy that he finally got laid.
they, like they get in the car, drive 10 or 5 feet. She's like, "Man, I'm really bad luck." And then like his windshield explodes and like his mirrors explode, and like, it's like, and he's like, "Huh, that's the strangest thing I've ever seen."
That was a joke, like it must be, get the fuck out of my car.
And the idea that because there's a person that's doing like a radio show that broadcasts to the whole town, and she is narrating everything that the fog and like the weird shit that's going on is in the town that's happening, but it's only really happening to like 10 people. So the entire town is just listening to the radio person freak the fuck out, not knowing what is going on. Meanwhile, 10 people in the town are being chased by ghosts, but nobody else knows about it, and it's great.
Because essentially her son is being taken care of by a nanny at the time, so she can't be home. So she's screaming over her radio show, "Get out!" And so she's having a motherly meltdown while the rest of the town is tuning in to listen to this lady talk in like whisper ASMR voice and play music on the radio because no one else has anything else to do. But no, it was much more enjoyable than Ghost on Mars. I was trying to think of the other movie that we watched by John Carpenter. I'm at a loss for words. Been a day. All right, and then our last bit of news is I have stopped watching JJK after Yuji has the fight with Panda. That's the last episode I watched. Meshi, how many episodes have you watched to get current from there?
I think there's 11 in total, so I think I've watched 7. I think I watched 7 of them,
Okay.
roughly.
So, okay.
Kind of there. Like, it's just gonna keep going. And
Yeah.
every once in a while there'll be like a small intermission of like, you know, explanation or change of scenery or like, you know, something else.
Mhm.
But it's not enough to like make you go like, but there's so much action in between those that you're just kind of
You're
hooked
locked into
in.
every single frame of animation that Mappa has put on screen.
Yeah, and you don't have
Yeah.
time to be like, how long has it been, or nothing has happened, because things just keep constantly happening. And then when you watch Bleach, you're like, nothing's happened for like 15 minutes and the episode's over. What the fuck? Like, what? So it was just amazing to be like, in one episode, they did what Bleach takes like 10 episodes to do. And they made it look really cool. And man, looking at this and then thinking about One Punch Man, like I get the rage. Like, I'm like, oh my god.
You're like, oh no, if Mappa wasn't doing this, they could have animated season 3.
Yeah. Because it's just good. Like, fights are good. You're not bogged down by an immense amount of exposition. um, Characters are interesting. Like, it's just been a good time. The comedian guy showed up, and
Does he
yeah, you're
deliver
gonna
as well as you wanted?
on my end, yeah. I fucking like, but so if it wasn't for you, I would hate this character. But because of him, because I know how much you are absolutely going to fucking hate him, I enjoy him. Which is
Okay.
saying something for like
Yeah.
how awful this, not awful, but like, I know what happens in the future with this guy.
Uh-huh.
And when you see him in here, and then like a year from now, when what he does in the future happens, like the rage.
You're you're just looking at the timer count and be like, it's gonna happen and it's gonna be worth it. Just to hear me go on a Silent Hill 2 movie rant.
Yes. 'Cause-
Okay, so that tells me that for next week I will get current with JJK and we'll kind of do a spoiler cast and we'll just kind of go through the episodes and just kind of talk it out because it sounds like a lot of cool stuff happens and okay, because I was really wanting to know, should I wait for this to finish out and then watch it, but it sounds like cool stuff happens and I would like to watch cool stuff.
Yeah, right now, episode 11, I think it was 11, whatever the most recent episode is, like, it's a good, like, catching up point. Like, you're gonna feel satisfied when you get to the end of it, rather than being like, ah, shit, now I have to go week by week.
Yeah, I have to go week by week and be okay. Awesome. My plate will be full. I'll be watching 80s anime and 2026 anime. Isn't that crazy to think?
Well, sometimes you just gotta go back to the classics.
Oh, they're so good, Meshi. Man, there's gonna be a point in Fist of the North Star where I'm gonna get real sad. It's gonna be rough for anyone in my Discord.
Oh, damn.
No!
I honestly don't know how Fist of the North Star ends, so I don't know if that's kind of the moment you're talking about, or if something worse happens before then.
Worse.
Oh no.
It's okay. It'll be fine. I've made it through it one time. I think I can make the trip over that speed bump. One more time. Oh, Damn. Now I'm just thinking about it. Nothing gold can stay, Pony Boy. Nothing gold can stay. Well, I think that's everything.
Yeah.
I think that is a podcast. If you're still watching on YouTube, give us a little subscription, a little comment, what you thought. Maybe some stuff we should watch. We need suggestions. I need things suggested to me to watch. And then we'll see y'all next week. Goodbye, YouTube.
Goodbye.